Assalamualaikum. My name is Haziatul Aisyah binti Hashimi. I will talk about the consumer credit. What is consumer credit? Consumer credit is the use of credit for personal needs, except a home mortgage, by individuals and families. Credit is an arrangement to receive cash, goods or services now and pay for them in the future. This is to make it easier for the family to pay for daily necessities using credit card now and pay later at the end of the month or after they got their monthly salary, but the consumer must be smart in a financial management. How many types does credit have? It has two types, which is closed-end credit and open-end credit. Closed-end credit is each loan made for a specific purpose through repayment at a fixed rate that has been approved by the borrower, such as a bank. For example, that stated in infographic is mortgage, automobile, installment loans, appliances, and electronics. Second is open-end credit. It is a pre-approved loan between a financial institution and borrower that may be used repeatedly up to a certain limit and can subsequently be paid back prior to payments coming due. For example, credit cards, department store cards, bank credit cards, and incidental credit. Why is credit important? When consumers and businesses can borrow money, economic transactions can take place efficiently and the economy can grow. Many items, from cars to houses, are too expensive for most people to pay for all at once. With credit, it's possible to pay over time while accessing essential products and services when you need them.
My name is Muhammad Afnan. Okay, let me continue. Why do we need a credit card? Okay, as we know, bank give us a credit limit on how much we can spend a month. If we don't pay at the end of the month, we have to pay for the interest. But many of us didn't know, if we spend less than 30% of the credit limit, we don't have to pay for the interest. And also, majority cards have cashback, so we can get money for spending money. By using credit card, it can help build our credit score and way much better fraud protection than debit card. With credit score, it will help us to buy nice house and car one day. Okay, next we move to investment. Investment is monetary asset purchase expected to get income in the future. Usually people question about what are we going to invest, right? Okay, we can make an investment in many ways, such as investment in shares, bonds, real estate, unit trust, or we can also invest in mutual funds. Investment divide into two parts, which are tangible and intangible. Investment tangible asset is we invest in asset that have physical form, for example, house, collected a piece of art or gold, while intangible asset otherwise. For example, patents, brand names, product quality, and intellectual capital. Some might believe that tangible asset may have higher change at high return than capital asset. In investment, there are also risks, which is the outcome may different from expected. It means that the outcome from investment may gain less than expected or it may suffer loss. Lastly, the objectives of investment are to support our income in the future, to help capital growth, and also to keep our money safely.
My name is Fadri Natasha. Okay, let me proceed. Retirement planning is a process of determining income goals and the decision necessary to achieve the goal. Why an individual needs to plan for his or her retirement? Because to live a comfortable standard of living during retirement and to determine the level of income needed during retirement. Next, we will see about guides for estimating retirement needs. First, to estimate household expenditure during retirement. Second, to estimate income during retirement. Third, to estimate the funding for the shortfall. And lastly, to estimate the inflation factor. Did you ever wonder where to get money when retiring? Well, there is a Provident and Pension Fund. This is an institution that provides members and their dependents with social security in the form of retirement, medical, death, or disability benefit. An example of this institution is Employee Provident Fund (EPF) and the Social Security Organisation (SOCSO). EPF is known as Kumpulan Wang Simpanan Pekerja (KWSP). This is a mandatory contribution and it's credited to individual account. Monthly contribution is 23% of monthly salary, employee 11% and the employer 12%. Next, SOCSO is to provide social security protection by social insurance, including medical and cash benefit, to reduce suffering and provide guarantees. This contribution is employee share of 0.5% of the wages and the employer will pay 1.75%. The withdrawal fund is for purchasing buildings or houses, death withdrawal scheme, education, medical and investment.
So hello, my name is Jasmine. I would like to present about the estate planning. Estate planning is all about protecting your loved ones, which means in part giving them protection from the Internal Revenue Service. Wills is a personal declaration of your intentions about the disposition of your property at death. 6 out of Malaysians are without a will. 60% of Malaysians lack will or estate planning. Only 4 Malaysian adults have a will or living trust. What is trust? Trust is a complements your will and appoint someone to take care of assets until he is mature enough. And for the probate estate, is the real and personal property owned by a person that can be transferred at death. Gross estate is all about all property that might be subject to federal estate taxes on a person's death. So we're going to Faraid. What is Faraid law, Malaysia? Faraid provides a systematic distribution of property upon the death of Muslim and ensures that the surviving dependents and relatives of deceased person will benefit from his estate. Can will override Faraid? They will therefore be made in their favour. If the deceased had provided for any of his Faraid beneficiaries in his will, then the relevant portion of the will is invalid unless all the other Faraid beneficiaries agree that it is valid.
My name is Fatin and I will talk about future financial challenges. Future financial challenges. There are many types of future financial challenges. 4 of them are high in debt, spend more money than income received, high commitment in terms of living costs, and no future saving. Firstly, high in debt. Spending too much on credit card can lead to high debt because credit card have high interest. Secondly, spend more money than income received. Spending without planning can lead to overspending. Thirdly, high commitment in terms of living costs. Living in the cities with insufficient saving can lead to financial challenges. Avoid from borrowing loan to fulfill your satisfaction. Fourthly, no future saving. Without future saving, life can be stressful. If you spend all of your cash and saving money, you might be risking your future. How to overcome? Spend less on non-essential item. Use debit card instead of credit card. You may only use credit card during an emergency situation. Make more investment as a side income. Set a budget limitation for every expenses. Save at least 15% from income for future use. What is the impact of future financial challenges? Expenses due late. Bankruptcy caused by too much debt. Family problem arise due to insufficient money. Sleepless. If you were burdened with debt, it will make you sleepless. Headache. You can gain headache if you are unable to find solution how to gain money. Importance of financial management. Why is it so important? Have enough saving for future, improve standard of living, makes better decision in financing, better planning in terms of money management.